All right, hey everybody, welcome to the channel. This is Moina Bass Fishers. I am Jim Moina, professional bass fisherman. In this video, we're going to talk about the first day competition here at the 2024 Bassmaster Open on Leech Lake in Minnesota. Now, as you may be aware of, day one was actually canceled. So it's now a two-day tournament, with today being day one, which normally would have been day two. And then tomorrow, the full field will fish again, and a champion will be crowned. There will be no top 10 day like in a normal Bass Open format. All right, so I am currently 65th place out of 203 is what I counted. So I'm not happy with that. The reason why is I don't know. Here I am in Minnesota, where I live, where I have a good understanding of what makes the fish tick in Minnesota. But actually, in reality, I'm learning that I'm very deficient in my smallmouth fishing, in particular on this type of a lake at this time of year. I first kind of noticed this deficiency a couple years ago in a championship tournament run by the Champions Tour on Serpent Lake. There was a lot of smallmouths in that lake, and I had a hard time catching them in that tournament, and it really kind of torpedoed my my performance there. Still made a check, but wasn't on the smallmouths; it was on the largemouths. So, anyways, so yeah, a big weakness in my game has been revealed. Lake St. Clair, that, a month ago, that was bad for me. And now here, 65th place is not good enough. It's not what I'm after. This is like, this is my home court. Anywhere in Minnesota is my home court, is the way I look at it. Now, so how did the tournament play out? At boat 27, which was a good boat draw, I went to where I wanted to go. I got on the waypoints I wanted to be on. In the first hour, I had 3 bites. And I'm smallie fishing, okay? I had 3 bites. I'm using a all-terrain tackle Hail Mary jig with a Billy Rubs Ned rig thing. And I had 3 bites in the first hour, all big smallmouth. Of those 3 fish that I hooked up, 1 got in the live well. The other 2 got away. So that was all in the first hour. Well, then and the tournament started at 6:30, so that was all in about the first hour. So then I fished, and 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 I forward, stared at my screen, looking at rocks on my screen, looking at fish on my screen for hours on end, until about 11 o'clock or so I catch my second fish. Another good one. It's another like close to 4-pound smallmouth like the first one. So now I'm like, but I also noticed where I caught that one, it's the only fish I saw there. I didn't even see it. I only saw it because I actually hooked it. And in that area, there were lots of fish in that area in practice. And I wasn't seeing those fish no more. I don't know where they went, but what happened, I can explain why they're not there, but I cannot explain where they went to. The reason why they're not there is because we had a huge wind yesterday, which is why Bassmaster canceled day one. You get a huge wind. Well, what that does is that pushes all the water to one side. That pushes water to one side of the lake. Not all of it, obviously, but it pushes some. And that's all like generated lake current. Well, then when the wind dies, as it did today was pretty calm. Well, all that water works its way back to find itself level on the it levels itself out. So as it's leveling out, water's moving, you got lake current. So that whole process moved those fish off of those waypoints on that in that particular section of the lake, and it was very disappointing to see because I was counting on catching a couple of fish in that area. Where they moved to, I don't know. Rather than try to figure it out, I just pulled up the trolling motor and went somewhere else. It'll be interesting to see. Those waypoints are probably worth a stop again tomorrow because the lake's now leveled out. It's had all day to level out, and it'll be interesting to see if those fish return to those waypoints. I'll check some of them out again because that'll be interesting to learn. So now it's getting to be about noon. Okay, I got to be in at 2:50. So I'm like, okay, let's just go get some largemouth. I got an area where I can get some largemouth. I had like 8 or 9 bites there. I've caught largemouth there before. So I go there and fish there for 45 minutes. I didn't even have a bite. 2 rock bass. So now I'm really grasping for ideas at this point. I mean, I got all kinds of waypoints I haven't checked. I've got, but it's like, do I continue with the largemouth, or do I go just battle out with these smallies? Because the smallies are so hard to come by. It's hard to get them to bite. And my favorite area is just absolutely covered up with boats. It's where I started. Maybe I should have never left there. But it's covered up with boats. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go try another largemouth area. It's an area where I caught some fish before the off limits period started. I didn't even go there in official practice. But I went there and started fishing, and I was covering a lot of water, flipping an all-terrain tackle AT jig with a Billy Rubs craw on there. And finally, I set the hook on a fish. It's a 13-inch largemouth. Throw it back, make a couple more flips with the jig, set the hook, keeper largemouth. A keeper bass in this term is 15 inches, so it was like 15 and a quarter. Cast around again, without moving the boat. I'm making a few more flips, caught a few more non-keepers, then I catch another 15 and a quarter to 15 and a half inch keeper. And then the well goes dry. So now I'm working the area real slow, real methodically, but I'm not generating any more bites. And then by the time I did finally get my 5th one, but now I'd probably been in that area for like an hour and a half. And I literally had 20 minutes of fishing time is what I calculated. So rather than stay with the largemouths, I decided to go with the smallmouths for the last 20 minutes. Went to a rock that every time I go there's multiple fish on that rock. Problem was there was a boat sitting right on that rock. It's the first time I'd seen one sitting there. So then I just go to some other rocks, don't catch any, time's up, gotta go in. So that's 5 keepers I caught today, 2 big smallmouth, 3 just keepers largemouths. That totaled 15 pounds, 13 ounces, good for 65th place. Now I believe they paid a 45th place. That's the goal. If I catch 19 pounds tomorrow, I can get that goal. I can get there. I can still get to the money finish from where I'm at. And that's the goal tomorrow. That's what I'm not going to win. I can't win this tournament now. The leader, Easton Fothergill from Grand Rapids, Minnesota. He's leading the tournament with like 20. I think he's got 26 pounds and a few ounces or whatever. What's wrong with this zipper now? Anyways, so I just got to hope I can just finish in the money somewhere. There. I don't know how that happened, but my zipper was like sticking straight out. 65th place is no money. 65th place is no satisfaction. It's not what I wanted. Those, I mean, losing them two big ones in the morning was a killer. But I really thought I could. I mean, the way it was going, I'm like, yeah, okay. And then I finally catch one, and I just really thought it was gonna fall into place, but it sure didn't. Sure did not fall into place. Tomorrow, I'm gonna start again on the smallmouths because there is a bite window right away on the smallmouth. That's when you can get them to bite. There's a lot of smallmouths here that just like to look at lures. Throw your lure out there, you watch it fall on your forward sonar. For me, it's the Lowrance active target, and I'll watch smallmouth swim up to my bait, and then swim away with it, and leave it alone. Time and time again, I'm seeing this. No matter what baits I throw out there, what colors, what size, what profile, how I fish it, they're all doing this. Same thing. Swim over to it, look at it, swim away. And these are smallmouth. There's tons of walleyes in this lake. These are not walleyes. I've been staring at my forward sonar long enough to know with a good chance that I'm looking at a walleye or whether it's a good chance I'm looking at a smallmouth. Nobody's 100% perfect on that, nor am I, but I'm pretty good at telling the difference. So tomorrow's plan is to start with the smallmouth, and I'm going to ride them. I probably should just ride them to the end, because one thought was, when I was driving back to the weigh-in today, I was thinking, for sure start on the smallmouth, but maybe I should switch to the largemouth sooner, and because there are some 4-pound largemouth in this lake, so maybe I could bag up one of them things. But switch sooner to those, and then I got all the rest of the day to just hopscotch my smallmouth spots, and instead of pushing it all the way to the end of the day. I mean, it was getting kind of panicky out there when it's late in the day and you don't have a limit. You only got two big smallmouths. I can't believe that first largemouth area failed. I can't believe I didn't get at least one. Well, I did. So, tomorrow, let's get it done. Let's do it. This video is now ending. Over and